I might as well get a chalkboard because I am about to school you. And just so you know, all of the tips that I'll be giving today will not just be for thrift stores. You can take these tips into any form of shopping. Remember that. Welcome back to Life and Angela. I am Angela AMAL, yours truly. And today we have something a little bit different. Someone asked me a question about thrifting. And you know what? I thought of so many responses, so I figured I would just make a video response. So that's why I'm here today. So if you're busy, if you're trying to focus, you may want to put that activity on pause because you're about to learn a lot of things today. If you're coming from another video or you've watched previous videos of mine, what are you waiting for? Subscribe right now. I'll wait. Done? Okay, now give this video a thumbs up. Like it because it's gonna have all the tips you'll need to start thrifting, or if you already do, it'll make you a bit more efficient at what you do and you'll always have a great shopping trip. Okay, so on my TikTok, I did promise that I was going to shout out someone whoever got the right answer. If you know, you know. So I want to shout out Jenna Juice. Glad you stuck around because there's some juicy information coming to you right now. I know that thrift shopping can be a bit overwhelming, and if you haven't done it before or if you haven't even had an interest in it before, it can be something a bit weird, a bit off mainstream, but I'm here to tell you there are plenty of people thrift shopping, so whether you're doing it for fun or you're doing it consciously because of the environment, or you're doing it because it's really all like the easiest thing for you to afford, don't worry about it. Many people are thrift shopping these days and you have nothing to fear. So let's just give a quick background on my thrift story. When I was in middle school, I had a project and they told us that we had to, it was like for Spirit Week or something, and they told us that we had to buy something from a thrift store, blah, 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 blah. So I was in Miami and there are barely any thrift stores at this time, but there were some. But since it wasn't as popular as it is now, a lot of the stuff that was at the thrift store was kind of just really not great quality. So my first thrifting experience was really a not so great one. And I bought what I needed for the Spirit Week thing, but after that I was like, no way, never going back. And to look back on it years later, I definitely am glad that I did. So where I started thrifting was in college, right around the corner from FIT, Fashion Institute of Technology. That's where I went to college. There was a thrift store. And you know how you wander when you're getting to know a new city? That's what I did. And I came across Buffalo Exchange. And it was great because it was like, it was in a really good area with people who could afford good clothes. And it was also around fashion students, so you know, like the different variations of styles there had to be on point. I benefited from that quite a bit because a lot of the girls who I attended school with would shop and then be over their items and like donate them. And I would be like, yes, I'm going to Buffalo Exchange today because I need to get some good goods. But that's how I started. But I just thought I would throw that in because You know, it never hurts to let people know where you come from, or it's never too late to start thrifting, and you might just enjoy it. Try it one time, or go with a friend who does thrifting. All right, so let's get down to the main course. First things first, I'm going to be looking on my handwritten notes. So I've watched a few other videos and they give you like this whole prep, which is cool and all, but if you're trying not to be overwhelmed by thrifting, just use these tips, but use them lightly, you know? These are not rules, these are suggestions. These are things that you take with a grain of salt. These are things just to help guide you. And once you have your foundation, be free. So first things first, prep. How do you prep for thrifting, you say? Well, good question. First, think about your style. Think about your current style versus the style that you actually want to start wearing. Have that in mind. Go on Pinterest, look at some outfits, follow some bloggers. You know those bloggers where you're always liking their pictures, or you see one cute outfit and then you go on their Instagram and you just scroll and scroll for days because you just love everything they're wearing. That style. So keep that style in mind when you go thrift shopping, because it's gonna help you to narrow down the items that you wanna wear. So you're not picking things that you probably won't end up wearing. The next way to prep for your thrift shopping is to understand your body. Understand what shapes fit you or what shapes you like to wear. For example, I know that high-waisted pants are things that fit my shape and they look good on my body type. Now, I also know that oversized men's button-down shirts don't fit me, but it's a style, it's a fit that I like. So I know like what I'm going in with. I know how it's gonna look on me. And here's an optional tip to follow up with that. If you don't know your body shape, go to other stores to try on, because usually you can't try on in a thrift store. Well, there are some that you can try on, but there are some where there's no fitting room for you and you can't return the items. So go to a regular store, a store for a brand that you love. Try those items on, see what shapes fit you. Have the sales associate or the stylist there help you out, talk you through it. You don't have to buy anything, but they will help you, that's their job. So then you'll find out what you like to wear and you'll know for the future. A bonus is that once you know what brands fit you, then you know kind of what other brands to look for when you're going thrifting, but later on that. And lastly, a good prep item is to know what specific item you're looking for. If you have something in mind already, like if you have a stylist or blogger and you saw them wear something, or even a celebrity, whoever is your style icon or your style inspiration, if you saw an item like, say, a long sleeve mesh bodysuit, if you have that item in your mind, you know what you're going to look for. It cuts the overwhelming feelings away. We gotta chop it off slowly. We'll get there. All right, so what should you do once you get to the store? First thing I do is I scope out the store. I look all over, I see where the men's section is, I see where the women's section is, shoes, bags, whatever you're there to look for, or whatever is your interest for that moment. You look around, you see where it is. You also look to see where the most people are, because honestly, I prefer to shop where there's less people. So what I'll do is I'll go to the section that has the less people, and usually by the time I want to get to another section, that space will be cleared away, and then I can slowly browse on my own. No one rushing me down the aisle or trying to fit through. Easy stuff. This works in regular stores too, let me tell you. Focus on colors and patterns you love. Like we mentioned earlier, it is very easy to get overwhelmed when you go thrift shopping. Everything is everywhere, and even in the organized stores, you have racks that have all of these shirts that don't look alike. A lot of the thrift stores are not very organized, and on the rack, you might see tops. But in those, you have blouses, you have t-shirts, you have polos, you have button-downs, you have all these things. Honestly, you can do the option of looking through each item. It's gonna take very long, and then you're probably not gonna find anything to continue to fuel your flame, to keep looking through the whole store. You're gonna get annoyed and be done with it like that. So you don't want to start off that way. Like looking, that's not a bad idea, but I usually do that probably at the end after I feel satisfied. And then I'm like, oh, I'll just look to see if I missed any good gems, you know? But you don't want to do that first. That will take all your energy away, and you don't want that. So you're gonna look for colors and patterns that stand out to you, that you like, that you know looks good on you, and you're just gonna grab those pieces first. You pick them up, you see if you like how they look on the hanger, and if you don't, you put it back. If you pick up a print and it's not exactly what you thought it would be, because usually that's how it goes, you can put it back. It's okay. No one's judging you. Just put it back. Don't hold it. Someone else will love that piece. So the reason that I tell you to have a specific item in mind, if you do have a specific item in mind, because now you kind of know what fabric you're looking for, what vibe you're going for, you know? So if you are looking for something a little bit dressy for a wedding, you are not going to pick up cotton. You're not going to pick up wool. You're probably gonna look for something with some lace or some silk or satin, you know? Figure out what fabric type, what feeling you're going for, and then that will help you choose the fabrics. That way you're not wasting your time picking up things that you are not gonna buy. Now, because you did the prep before and figured out what shape and sizes fit well on you, now you know what to look for. Now you can leave all the items that don't fit those categories. Because guess what? There you may find some beautiful pieces, some great pieces, in fact. But these aren't the fits that fit you well. These are not the shapes that you are interested in. So why are you gonna get it? Because guess what? You're gonna buy it, even though it's beautiful, and it's gonna stay in your closet. That's gonna be a waste to someone who could have worn that outfit. You know? You wouldn't want someone to do that for your perfect item, so don't do it for other items. Put it down. Put it down. If you've gotten this far into this video, please do me a favor, give this video a like and subscribe. And if you really liked it, you can share it too. You can share it on social media, I won't mind. Tell the people them. Here's a rule that I go by, but I also break it a little. If it's damaged, don't. If it's damaged, don't. If it's damaged, don't. Repetition is key. If you see something that has a snag in it, if you see a sweater that has a small snag in it, don't get it. I only say this because more likely that snag is gonna get worse the more that you wear it. You don't want that. It's already a used piece. You don't want it to get worse. Even though I buy thrifted items, things that are more or less worn, I still try to find good quality items because I still want my pieces to last. So if it has a snag, don't get it. That's a sign. That's a sign in how it handles wear and tear. Even though it could have been a mistake, think about it. It's just in the store and it has a snag. All the times that you plan on wearing it. Also, if it has some peeling on it, don't get it. That peeling is only gonna get worse. That peeling is only gonna get worse. If it has a stain, don't assume it'll come out. Yes, you can probably take it to the dry cleaners easily and it'll be good. But I'm just saying, fair warning, don't assume that it's gonna come out. Now, for all of you people who can hand sew or sew on a sewing machine, I know what you're saying. I can just fit this. If it's too big, I can take it in. If it's got a stain on it, I'm sure I can get it out. If it is too long, I can hem the bottom or take it to the tailor. That brings me to my next tip. Think about what you're willing to do. Some shirts and blouses and pants, I would definitely recommend to look at the wash label because sometimes you will get home and it says dry cleaner only, hand wash only. Are you really gonna hand wash that? Are you really going to take the time to take it to the cleaners and spend that extra cash? Are you going to take it to get hemmed, or is it gonna sit in your closet being that same length for years and years since you bought it? Know yourself before you go into the store, okay? Know what you're gonna do. So, here's an example. For me, I do not like to iron, though I do. The most that I'll do these days is I'll steam something. So, if I know it can't get steamed, honey, I'ma leave it right there. No matter how pretty it is, listen. No, I'm not gonna do it. I know myself. I don't want to iron. And I also don't want to take stuff to dry cleaners. My weeks and days are busy enough. I don't want to take time out to take something to a dry cleaner and then have to take more time out to go and pick up that item. Because guess what? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna start a dry cleaners pile and that's gonna sit there. It's gonna sit there because I am not gonna take it. I'm not. And hopefully you know if you will too. The items that hand wash, if it's a very specific item or if it's really got my heart already, I'll hand wash it. But if I know it's something that I'm just like, about, I'm not even gonna waste the energy to hand wash it, no. It's probably gonna still end up in the washer and dryer and then it's gonna shrink or something's gonna be warped. You don't want that. So know what you're willing to do. And if the item is too long and you can sew, which I have been caught in this situation before. I'll be like, I could take this in. And there has been pieces that I've taken in the side seams to make it fit me more. But sometimes there are items where I'm just like, oh my God, no. I'm not gonna do this. I'm not in the mood and I know I won't be in the mood for a very long time. So I'm gonna just sit it back. I'm not gonna pay a tailor because I know how to do it. So that's my dilemma. I'm gonna pay a tailor, but I'm also not gonna do it myself. So I'm just gonna leave it on the hanger, leave it on the rack. Leave it on the rack. YouTube, say it with me. Leave it on the rack. If it's damaged, leave it on the rack. Know what you're willing to do, please. Don't come back to me asking me how to fix this stuff. Just because I sew. Leave it on the rack. Well, thank you for watching this video. I really do appreciate your views and I thank you for sticking around. And I'm really excited for this new channel. I hope that you will be able to enjoy many more videos with me. So please don't forget, subscribe, give this a like, and also tell me how you feel about thrifting. Do you find it overwhelming? I'm here and I want to connect with you. My social media handles are lifeandangela and revelinamal on Instagram. I will add all the rest of the things in the description below. Don't forget to check out my portfolio site, which I will link down below, for AMAL Studios. I also do design services, so if you need any of that, let me know. And I have a brand called REVEL, and that is a marketplace for my art, my apparel and design, so check that out. And lastly, I am still looking for sponsors from our art exhibit about black hair, so if you are interested or know anyone that is interested in becoming a sponsor, please send this link over, click on this link, and share it. Thank you again. I hope you have a beautiful day.